from Carolla One Studios in Glendale, California, and streaming live on YouTube, this is The Adam Carolla Show. With Gina Grad on news, Bald Brian on sound effects, and the deaf frat guy calls in for a round of JV or all balls. And now, a racist, a con man, and a cheat. Adam Carolla.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get it on. No choice but to get on. Mandate, get it on. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sharing. That's about all we got these days is you sharing. I want to thank MedMen for this half of the show and Raycon by Raycon.com. Enter Adam20. I'll tell you about that. Castrol, the Castrol Challenge. Good day, Gina Grad.
Good day to you.
Handball, Brian.
I got kids yo age.
All right, much to get to, talk about, complain about. First,
You did a lot of sitting around last night? Oh, wait, no.
I did a lot of running around last night. I had a very on-brand Mike August move, which is Mike came out to Kimmel's because Mike up the street was seeing the opening of Cats, the musical.
At the Pantages.
At the Pantages. Now, Mike hates musicals, but his wife loves musicals, so he's going to musicals. And he was lamenting how much he hated this days earlier to me. And his big argument about musicals is too much singing. And I was like, well, that's what musicals are. And he's like, I get it, but enough with the singing. And I said, well, Mike, that's
part and parcel.
That's why it's got the word music in it. You know, it's, these are musicals, you know. And he's like, I get it, but if they could talk more. And I'm like, yeah, well, then it'd just be a play. It's called Death of a Salesman. But these are musicals where they sing. And he's like, I know, I just don't get all the singing.
And he went to the worst musical for that.
So I had to have like 7 laps around Retard Park about how musicals work.
Right. It's an art form unto itself.
And why he doesn't like the singing part of musicals.
Sure.
And it's what's with the fruit salad? It's all fruit. Can you get some goddamn iceberg lettuce in there? Well, Mike, it's called fruit salad. Yeah, I understand, but does it have to be all fruit? Yes, it's called fruit salad.
I just don't like the fruit part.
We need apples, pears, and bananas. It's fruit salad, Mike. Yeah, I get that it's fruit salad, but what's with the fruit?
I'm cool with food. I'm cool with salad.
Sounds like. So he had to come in, and he was with his wife, Doreen, and they were going up the street. So they were there early, and he was lamenting us a lot of having to listen to people sing in these things called musicals.
Did he walk the red carpet with the Instagram cats?
Oh, really?
They were famous Instagram cats. They're like Mango Brown.
Jesus Christ.
And, I was supposed to go. We were child rearing last night, but I was supposed to be there.
I said I quite like musicals. I enjoy musicals. I first off, you know me, I appreciate. I see Yoko playing. It's the greatest. It's like when it's like she's up there with John Lennon and Chuck Berry, and not only is she screaming into the mic and screwing up Chuck Berry and old film footage, but she's playing this weird, hollowed out gourd with her hand, and like everyone else playing the sax and playing the bass guitar. Sure. It's like, oh yes, everyone's doing something, and you're not. But whenever I go to a musical, I go, oh my God, I could never do that. I mean, look at that, and oh my God, I could never do that. Meets tons of prep, tons of rehearsal, tons of discipline, and I go, I love that.
And 100 people doing it all at once.
All at once, and I love it. Okay, so Mike doesn't share that feeling. Mike also did a very on-brand kind of Mike move, which is I am the exact opposite of Jimmy in this department. Jimmy, before the Oscars, would happily invite friends and family members to like come into the green room and hang out, and chat and talk and whatever. I hate that. My feeling is I am running these beats in my head. I have an order. Jimmy's going to ask how the family is, or I've been watching the news, and then we're going to transition into another subject and another subject, and each subject has beats and jokes within the subject, and I need to have them all locked off in my head before I walk out there, because it's not like, well, I'll just go do the bit where I do the bit and I do the bit. It isn't a song that I know. It's bits from lots of songs, and we're going to kind of put them in order, and it's not going to be on a teleprompter, and there's going to be no buck slip out there. I just have to remember the beats. So I want everyone to clear out, but Mike cleared in to the dressing room. And so you do your segment producer, and you always kind of go, well, here are the jokes I want to do. Here's the stuff I want to talk about. And what inevitably happens is the order gets turned over, and the 3 ones that you knew the best and felt the strongest about get knocked off, and the 4 ones are put in a different order and put up front.
Oy.
And that's just how it is. And there's no really monkeying with that. There is, here's 7 things I want to talk about in sort of order of importance to me. Then there is, Jimmy's going to get it. Jimmy's going to take it, and Jimmy's going to put it in order. And he's going to scrub a few, and he's going to add 1 or 2, and he's going to put it in order, and then he'll hand it back to you at 4 in the afternoon, 5 in the, an hour before the show, and there's your order, and that's what's happening. And so you go, okay. So it's always a little, okay, I like that joke. I could have done that one in my sleep, but that one's gone, and then we're now in a different run order, and fine. So they give you the sheet, and the sheet just basically has, Jimmy's going to say, how's the family? Or have you been traveling? Or how's your Christmas going? And then you're going to fill it in with these jokes. And then, so you have the sheet, and you're like, you got your Sharpie out, and you're making little beats and little notes and little reminders and stuff. And so I'm sitting on the sofa doing this. Mike comes walking in with his wife, Doreen. I say, oh, yeah, come on in. I'm going to hit the bathroom. He's complaining about cats. I go,
Too much music.
I go to the bathroom.
Too many cats.
I come back. Mike's frosty cold beer is sitting in the middle of my page, sweating under the page. Like there's a whole,
Yeah, that's good.
There's a whole big glass coffee table, and there's another vanity thing with the lights and the stool and the love seat, and he's sitting where I'm sitting, and he takes his beer and he puts it right in the middle of my breakdown run sheet that I'm studying feverishly, and it just sweats a big circle in the middle of the piece of paper.
It's good.
It's really on brand with Mike, right? Like, also,
He notes your coaster.
I like the coaster idea, but when you have a glass table, it's basically one big coaster. It's not, raw mahogany.
You're not gonna warp the
yeah,
table.
it's
Wipe
like,
it down.
And it's a green room of a talk show. We're all right. So puts the beer there, starts complaining about cats, which I
Helpful
enjoyed.
for what you're about to do.
Then I got the weird. Then I got the thing from Lynette and Natalia, which is you got to go see Lady Gaga.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get a shot for Lady Gaga. Got to tell her, I'm Italian. Tell her I'm Italian. I said, okay. So then I went up the hall, which is 10 feet, to Lady Gaga's room. But Lady Gaga's got a person standing outside and 5 people inside, and she's got an entourage. And then I do the, I'm Adam, and I'm up the hall, and I'm doing the show, and I'd like to say hi, and could I do that? And then she's getting ready, and she's getting mic'd up. And it's like, okay. And then they go in, and then they come back, and then you just stand there. And then I go, well, I'll just say hi to her after the show, like when she comes off stage and I'm coming on stage. And the guy's like, no, she knows who you are. She likes you. She's getting dressed. So just wait a second. So I just waited a couple of minutes outside, talked to the security guy, and went in, and the Lady Gaga. And I can never figure out when they go, oh, yeah, we know you. Yeah, we're all fans. Everyone here's a fan. I was like, are you, or do you just know, or how's that
Who
work?
just coached you up?
I never want to break it down, but
Love John Weekend Update.
yeah, so your Burt Reynolds is amazing. So we just stood there, and then we took a little picture, and
Was she cordial? Is she
totally
warm?
friendly,
What's her
totally
vibe?
nice.
Ice Queen.
Had a nice little conversation, and then told her Lynette was Italian, and then told her I was
She said,
half
"I can't lie."
Italian, and she said that makes
Who's
you
Lynette?
Italian, right? Probably said my wife,
I
and
don't
then
Did you call her Stephanie? Did you call her Lady Gaga? Did you
I
call her?
didn't call her anything. I
Okay.
don't think. And then it was kind of nice. And she was walking off stage, sort of when I was being brought to the backstage area, and she just like walked past me and like high-fived me and went like, "Good luck," And I was like, "Okay."
All right.
So she was real nice, and
Congrats.
that was nice.
I saw the social media, Lynette and you, I assume Natalia was too sick to participate.
Yeah, she was too sick.
That's
She's
too
still
bad.
too sick, and she's on the sofa when I left this morning.
Was she devastated that she missed Lady Gaga?
I don't know. I went to the screening. I got home late. I think she was like passed out.
It's hard to be devastated when you're really sick.
That means you're
Yeah.
really
You know
sick.
what I mean? Like, yeah.
That's how
like,
you know.
Yeah. There's a little update I'll give you guys on Ocean's 8. It goes deeper at the mausoleum, much deeper than
yeah,
you
I
guys
saw
would
this.
ever imagine. And there's even more than what you probably
please, yeah.
know.
I want to know more.
Also, I'll give you an update on the Chicago screening, which I guess they started a half hour early and screwed up with. Also, Nate, 41, Portland.
Yeah, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
So you went to the original show and to the screening?
Yes, I went to the early show at the Aladdin, and we had bought 3 tickets, me, my wife, and my buddy, but she surprised me and had another buddy come in town, so she didn't go to the taping, so her and I went last night for a date night.
Oh, that's great.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I think Portland probably sold the most tickets in the Portland area. It was Vancouver.
Not surprising.
Yeah. So that's why we did the special there. So you had a good time?
Yeah, I did notice I was looking for me. I didn't make the final cut, which I was disappointed in the crowd shots, but I did see a couple people in the crowd kind of pointing, going, oh, there I am, and it was a good crowd. Somebody did the Adam Carolla chant before, and
There's an
a
Adam
bunch
Carolla
of
chant?
applause at the end.
Yeah, it's the Marco Polo
Oh,
chant.
okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm so glad when people go out and see it in the flesh.
Yeah, I think there was a little awkward at the end because everybody was like, hey, now we go take pictures with that. Oh, yeah, he's not here, but...
They start lining up.
And my wife wanted to raise her hand when you asked if anybody was married. She forgot for a second. She's been to live shows before. We go every time you come to town. Wouldn't miss it.
That's a
Well,
big compliment.
thanks so much, Nate. I really do appreciate it, and thanks to everyone who's come out and who will be going out because there's more shows coming up. And I
Thank
do
you for doing
appreciate it. Hey,
Quick
man.
question.
Yeah.
Do you know what the breakdown was between the first show and the final cut, a little behind the scenes, as far as did you use a lot of both? Was it? I was trying to remember, but it's been 8 months and
Yeah.
can't remember all the exact bits.
You know, it was funny when we did the 2 shows, and that's the way you do a stand-up special. You just do 2 shows and you whack them into one show and try to take the best parts. When we did the 2 shows, when I was done doing the second show, the consensus was, oh, the second show was much better. Sorry, I know you went to the first show. Everyone's went, oh, the second show is a lot better, so we'll just basically use the second show.
Yeah.
And then as we started going through all the little bits, it became clear that we liked a lot of the stuff from the first show. For one reason or another, I don't know why, but it turned out, and it turned into a little thing like, okay, don't tell anyone which show this is from, and you watch both of the same bits, and you tell, oh, it was from the first show. I'm surprised, because the feeling was the second
should
show
know.
was so much better. So the answer is we could figure it out, but we're not.
Yeah.
And it went from, oh, we'll just use 90 second show and 10% first show. It's a little closer to 50-50 now, and I guess that's why you shoot 2 shows.
Perfect.
Thanks, buddy.
Well, it turned out really great. It looked good.
Well, thanks. That was Nate Adams did a very, very nice job of doing that, except for my tumbler, which I explained to him
tumbler.
what I wanted. Yes.
Is there a bigger compliment than somebody interacting with a movie screen because you're
That's good.
performing?
Yeah.
Oh, white person doing that?
Yeah.
That is
You really
groundbreaking.
cracked, yeah,
highest
you really
order.
cracked the code.
Yes, that is.
Was there ever any thought? I just realized a missed opportunity. You should have sent along some cardboard cutouts to all these locations.
Oh, yeah, to take pictures
Yeah,
with
for afterwards,
afterwards.
exactly. I was at the Adam the comedy show.
I always get my picture.
Well, I was going to get, I didn't have one of me, but I had Bartles and James.
I just said a cardboard cutout.
Oh, yeah,
Instead
it
of
didn't
you.
have to be me.
Specify.
Bartles and James. By the way, so my kids will never understand that finding like a cardboard cutout of a NASCAR driver or something in the dumpster of a 7-Eleven was a big ticket item.
Oh,
Like back,
absolutely.
oh, that's going in the corner. Look at that, baby. Any kind of promotional anything,
Yeah.
like a Budweiser blow up Bud Light blimp or something that you could hang from your ceiling with fishing string or something. Oh, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
Spuds McKenzie.
Goes in
Yeah.
your dorm room.
Let's see. Hey, Joe.
That update brought to you by Tune Out, the Mike August approved service that performs musicals with the songs taken out of them.
Tune out. That's
Tune
good.
out.
That's funny.
You come up with that just now?
Apologies to Mr. Cesario. I learned from the best.
That was a Chet.
All of them, sorry. But
Chet Waterhouse.
Yeah, but that was information that was revealed,
Yeah.
4 minutes ago.
Yeah, that's
good.
good. Good. You went to the Seattle screening?
yeah, I did. That was fun. I'd heard a lot, about how you feel about your family and your childhood, but it didn't really hit home until seeing the pictures up on the screen of everybody just with plates with baked potatoes on them, just baked potatoes by themselves, and that was what was prepared for someone knowing that there was going to be a picture taken, and it really helped fill in a lot of the background for the stuff that you've talked about.
Yeah, well, the camera doesn't lie, as they say. It's worth 1,000 words. And every picture, or whatever stage we're at, of my mom, she just looks like miserable. She just looks miserable in every single shot. It's insane.
You weren't sure she had teeth?
Yeah, it is
For lack of
weird.
smiling.
Yeah, it's such a. I mean, I say strange. It's not really strange, but it's given it's a weird way for an atheist to live. You know what I mean? I get the part where you're born in Egyptian times and you're a slave and you're like, oh, I'll be dead when I'm 34 and I'm going to a place where the streets are lined with gold or whatever. And now I just have to sort of get through this life. But for the atheist who's living in modern times, it's just a strange choice to be that goddamn miserable.
To not enjoy it while you can.
Also, quietly, one of the most selfish, grandiose things you can do, which is I shall be miserable around you all the time.
Yeah.
That's my default.
I shall set the
emotion.
tone for the house.
Right. So you go ahead and try to be happy, but good luck.
Dennis
drawn
Prager
dead.
talked about that quite a bit, that he feels like people have a moral obligation to be happy. And if you, for some reason, if your natural state is not happy that moment, you really owe it to other people to try. And fake it till you make it, but even if you don't actually feel happy, it's like being miserable around other people. It's like bad breath. I mean, it's a morally wrong thing to do, to drag other people down. And he's made that point a lot.
I've listened to his words about that, and I completely agree. I don't think we kind of understand how much of that, or how important that is, or how it's the problem with being happy or acting happy or just sort of faking it till you make it is it's a massive thing that's not that exciting. It's sort of like we always talk where we keep getting back to put on those earbuds, listen to some classical music, take a long walk. And it's like, I don't want to do that. I want to do CrossFit at the gym. I want to swing those kettlebells around and blah, blah, blah. And you're
Push
like,
a tire over.
yeah, I want to take a big truck tire and spew it. I'm going to do that move where I get the ropes that they use at the harbor. I'm going to take those ropes, man. I'm going to shake the I'm going to shake them like an infant or the bad babysitter.
Oh, no.
And I'm just going to shake. And it's like, yeah, or just start walking.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't feel that good. And being happy feels, well, first off, I think that people who act happy are simple. And I think there's an element of, see, my mom, her kind of thing was like, how can you be happy when the earth is falling apart? You've seen the Indian and all the garbage and the
white sugar.
Fish floating in the river and the white sugar. Like, how can you be happy? You seen Billy Jack? You see what's going on
How
out
can
there?
you smile?
Yeah, and it's
When
like
innocent kids at an ice cream shop.
right, and
Gets flour dumped on 'em.
we're kind of living in that world now where everyone is like, how the caps are melting, and you're walking around like Pollyanna, and it's like, well, first off, I'm not killing the ozone with my teeth, am I? Like there's no correlation to me. I'm
1,000-watt smile.
not hurting things by being happy, right?
Right.
Like, okay, number one, number two. While we're alive, before we drown, my kids could be in a better mood. Like, why not? I think there's a kind of these people are intellectual heavies, and they're thinking, and when you think, you can't be happy. I would argue you can do both, and especially as it pertains to the kids, man. You just fake it, man. It's the easiest thing in the world. You just come into the house and go, woo, yeah, and then
Then go in your office and drink quietly.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
Dig the name.
Joe,
Yeah, well, when I have kids, I'll be sure and fake it for
fake
you.
it, or you can actually be happy. Either way.
That's on the table.
Dealer's choice.
That was the first choice, yeah.
Either way. But how big a bummer was my family?
But this show was a lot of fun, though. The stories, it made you feel like it would not have been fun to be there, but it was fun to be at the show. And I'd seen it at the Moore Theater out here a couple months ago, and then a couple of years ago, the show at the Neptune Theater before that. So, I mean, this is a quite different experience, but it was still fun. You know,
Thanks,
talk
Joe.
a little bit to the people there before and afterwards.
I appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure.
Joe has a weird 2-second delay
Yeah.
before he answers anything.
Makes him sound smug.
Processing.
Makes me unhappy. All right, so Ocean's 8. I'll tell you about Chicago in a second. DFG's calling in. Somebody tweeted me on Ocean's 8. You can give me the breakdown, Max Zapata. I'll tell you guys. It goes deeper. So I watched the end of Ocean. I watched all of Ocean's 8. And then at the end, when she went to go talk to Danny, her departed brother, born in 63 and died in 18, I think, they pulled up on some other... I don't know
children.
what they call them. Headstones on a mausoleum? But
Plaques, yeah.
markers, plaques, or whatever on a mausoleum. And Max Pat, you can have the names written down somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, and the dates written down somewhere. And I'll tell you about... so it goes deeper, because I was saying the one person was dead at 18,
Yeah.
and the other person was dead at like 30. And it seemed weird to have those two names so close to where Danny Ocean was. One was born in 92, and the other was born in 1979, and they both died early. And then somebody tweeted me that Helga M. Meyer was the name of Sandra Bullock's mom,
Yeah, I saw that too.
What?
which is all right. That's okay. So they
Then
do
switch around the dates.
Yeah, nice tribute, I suppose.
they do that, but why are we making her mom die at 18?
That's even weirder.
So it now says to me, my initial. You have to do this. So my initial hypothesis is that they just left the rest of the mausoleum together, and that the guys in the props department made one new square and just grafted it onto the middle one and had Sandra sit in front of it. That was my first one, because why else would you have people die at these confusingly young ages?
My first thought is they digitally replaced the name because they didn't have permission to use the name, maybe.
Possible.
And it would have been cheaper than probably building a new, having one of these built, and easier, quicker, for sure.
Oh, which one?
They probably
Digitally.
digitally replaced a name. June Smith replaced by Helga Meyer.
Right. Okay, but the date was
you're right,
still the
but
same
why,
date.
Yes, but why leave the date?
Right. Why not do the whole thing? And then
we need more investigating.
Then we found out Helga is Sandra Bullock's mom's name.
Right.
And now that's okay, but then why
It's half
the
okay.
date's so young? And then the other one is Leo Heston. What's the other name?
Leo.
Oh, yeah, Leo Heston.
Now that guy worked the prop department, right?
Well, so if Kalen will go to a wide shot of all the other names, and we Googled every single name on
my
there,
God.
and they were either on the visual effects crew, the exact names of the people on the visual
Digital.
effects crew,
Like I said,
or they have this. They share the same last name, so maybe it's like somebody's husband, like Leo Heston.
Well, you said they
is-
digitally replaced it.
yeah,
Yeah,
But they're using names from the crew.
from the visual effects crew.
visual effects crew. who
Was that
would've-
what you were saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's possible.
Visual
that
effects
they-
is digital.
The visual
these
effects
days.
people
I'm
did that.
saying you saying they replaced it digitally,
Yeah.
and I said yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Right,
Brian,
but why are you
Brian
doing
thought
an Excelsior thing?
No, Brian thought that you were saying they use an actual prop.
I did
yeah.
initially. I did say that.
Yeah, so,
right.
so Brian's like, I think they digitally did.
I
did it.
agree.
It supports
I
his
agree with
argument
that.
if they're all
Okay.
from the
But
visual
I'm
effects
saying
department.
the names are from the department.
Yeah, so they're all from the visual department.
Because that is more evidence.
They just use their
That they-
names. Yeah, they
that it
did
was
the
a
whole thing
visual effect.
digitally.
Yeah.
Right. Now, why did they do that? Why? So Sandra Bullock's mom was born in 1931 and died in or is alive. Why did they make
42
her?
to 2000 was.
Sorry?
She was born in 42, died in 2000.
Okay.
So why not?
Why
use
not
that?
just-
those dates?
Yeah. I thought that'd be a much better homage.
Tribute.
Yeah, tribute to her mom than
Making her an 18-year-old runaway.
Yeah, why that?
You're digitaling, like, so when you're going digital effects, you just do whatever you want. Make whatever date, punch in whatever date, put in whatever name.
These
yeah,
were
they
choices.
obviously had some fun with this by putting their own names in there and everything. So,
Yeah.
Here's what I'm gonna say. Are you ready? Because you have Sandra Bullock's mom, and then you have. I got to talk to Chris Morgan about this. He's worked with Sandra Bullock, and then you have this other person who died way too young next to Leo Heston,
Yep.
as well, and all the other things. Here's what I'm going with. I have a final rendering. The digital effects guys just went, we can't use any of these people's names. Replace everyone's name. They didn't say replace any dates.
Yeah.
They just said replace
the
everyone's
names.
name. The dates, we're not going to get sued for the dates. And why don't we just take Sandra's mom, and why don't we take you, and why don't we take the guy catering, and just replace all the names. And we won't get sued.
We did it.
And that'll be that. And if you do the dates, then it's going to take a little more computer work, and why bother?
A little more money, a little more time.
So leave all the dates, change all the names, and that's where we are. But somebody should have stopped and still went, let's spend an extra 10 minutes on the CAD here for Sandy's mom.
Making sure they're old enough to drink.
yeah, because if you're doing that, I mean, you're spending time on each frame trying to digitally replace the name. So you're seeing that for hours.
Well, I hope this was thoroughly addressed in all the reviews. That's all. I know if you go to Rotten Tomatoes, you'll see many a paragraph on this. All right, so there you go. That's our answer, and I think we're satisfied with that.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody
Good.
said, for legal reasons, no names. Swap them all. Put
Use
whatever
our names.
names you want, and we don't care about the dates. No one will sue us. And they just happen to be unlucky with some poor kid who died next to. I wonder what happened to that kid.
I don't know, do some digging.
Well, let's do some math. I don't know where they shot it.
Was it at Hollywood Forever?
Mausoleum. No, that's not a cheap ticket.
The movie takes place in New York because they robbed the Met Gala.
Right.
That ain't.
But that doesn't mean anything.
That whoever's name was there wasn't killed in a drive-by.
That's
Okay.
right.
This
yeah.
is a higher end.
Right. They end
act.
up in a mausoleum. Yeah.
This is like this is
Ransom.
and it probably
Gina.
Hey, it's a high-end group, man.
probably not killed at war. You
Right.
know, this
Yeah.
is a first world.
This is an
kind of
overdose
Yeah.
situation.
white collar
Yeah.
situation.
This is too much Ritalin.
Yeah.
An
This is
OD.
one of the autoerotic asphyxiation. I'd like to think.
Yeah, butt chugging.
And you think Sandra Bullock,
I'm going the,
Hold
most,
on, Brian.
the most likely.
Yes. Sorry.
you think Sandra Bullock would be the one person that would have had a problem with that? Like, that's my mom's name. Can we
Yeah.
not make her a teenage girl that died?
Well, could we not make her dead before she gave birth to me? 'Cause
Right?
Now,
Yeah.
The
I
time-space
don't exist.
continuum. Yeah.
Yeah, now we're getting in a Back to the Future. We're getting in a Terminator situation
Yeah.
here. All right, let me tell you about MedMen, and then we'll talk to Def Frat Guy. MedMen 2019 has just barely started, and history's already been made. The new normal is here. Have you seen it? Finally, the moment when a product that once drove good people to the black market has been revealed to be one of revealed to be one that's creating a global market now. What an inspiring symbol this counterculture is. And it's not counterculture anymore. It is just culture, the new normal. It's arrived. And MedMen has helped usher that in. And there's a really interesting short film that I think we've all seen.
It's very cool.
It's about it's 2 minutes long, exactly. New normal seeks to leave behind 80 years of unjust prohibition in favor of a safer, happier world. You got to check out this vid, and then at some point we'll tell you who the director was.
Really puts things in perspective, this short movie.
Very, and it's as much as you can get into 2 minutes.
Yeah,
I will say that.
absolutely.
Watch this video experience at the new normal at medmen.com. That's medmen.com. Check that vid out. All right, Max Cepeda. Let me just quickly say that if you went to Chicago, they screwed up. They started the screening too early. You will get a refund, and we will reschedule that as well.
Sure, people want to see it.
Yeah, check your emails. They're reaching out to everybody who bought a ticket for a refund. So.
And again, you want to pre-order, go to chassis, CHASSY.com, and you can go to iTunes and get it as well. Thank you in advance for that. All right, we'll take a quick break. DFG will be on, and we'll play JV or All Balls right after this.
coming back. I got it. It's time to check Adam's voicemail.
Hey, Ace Man, Mayor John Smith here from Plentywood, Montana. Just wanted to congratulate you on 10 years of podcasting. We are still waiting for the live show to make a stop here. If we can schedule the show in, say, June or July, the river will be thawed and we can do a fish fry, and I'll do a special order for some Parmesan cheese for Bald Brian. That's the one in the green can, right? Anyway, looking forward to another decade of podcards. Keep up the good work. Bye for now.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
got a funny story about Parmesan cheese in the green can. So when we first got Charlie, our dog, years ago, we were having trouble getting him to eat, right? Because he was a rescue. But he wasn't.
Who rescued who,
Yeah,
Brian?
we were having trouble getting him to eat. And one of our friends who had a young puppy about the same age, like, oh, we just put Parmesan cheese on top of the food. The dog loves it. He eats it up. We're like, oh, what a great idea. And Christy, being the foodie that she is, got a microplaner and a block of Parmesan cheese from
That's
Whole
right.
Foods. It
That's
was
my
like
girl.
grating it. And I looked at him, like, I'm pretty sure they mean the craft stuff in the green can.
The
It's like, oh,
sawdust. He's
yeah.
fine with the sawdust.
He's got microplaning
Yeah.
cheese on his food.
That
I love her.
that craft stuff in the can was basically the food version of duct tape when I was a kid. Like, oh,
It'll
is it
fix
broken?
anything.
Fix it.
Yeah.
Go get the Parmesan. I don't
us
like
up.
that. Go get that Parmesan and pile it on.
Yep.
And like, it could fix anything. It is the duct tape of food. It's weird. It's that. Like, duct tape isn't its own thing. It fixes things that are broken, and it kind of does it temporarily and long enough
A
to get
good
away
enough
with it.
job to get away with it.
Right. It's so funny. It's such a part of like everyone's childhood. DFG is on. Yes, line 4. Hey, Deaf Rat
Hell
guy.
yeah.
Oh, hey, man. How are you?
Doing pretty well, dude. Happy 10th anniversary to the Adam Carolla podcast.
Yeah, thank you. You know, the mayor of Plentywood. So it seems such an old day before we could digitally change the mausoleum. I was sitting around doing Kevin and Bean with Jimmy the sports guy in like 1994, and I just came up with this Mr. Burcham character, the woodshop teacher. And the woodshop teacher got very popular very fast, and it quickly became obvious that he needed a story. Like, where's he from?
Yeah.
Is he married? Does he have
Exposition.
Does he have a kid? And
Backstory.
Yeah.
yeah, and so it's like I started working out.
Origin story.
Yeah, I started like, oh, he has his dog, Sawbuck. He's a great dog, and blah, 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 and the names and the wives or the ex-wives or whatever. And then it's like, where's he from? And I, like, got an atlas or map out or something, and I started looking through this map, and I didn't want him to be from Studio City. He had to be from somewhere cool. And I stumbled across Plentywood, Montana. And I was like, oh, perfect. Bertram's from Plentywood, Montana. So whenever it comes up, people are like, how come, why you say Plentywood? It's like, because it's got plenty and wood in it.
It's awesome.
And
It's
Bertram's a
perfect.
wood shop teacher. And there is such a place. And I just found it like back when you would open a map and like just look at it. So sorry, DFG. How say you?
I'm doing pretty good. This is very exciting. 10 years of doing the podcast. You know, we have many miles on this long road. Hell yeah.
Oh, thank
said.
you, man. All right, so Def Rat guy, should we play some JV or all balls?
Hell yeah.
And now, Mangria presents the Deaf Frat Guy and JV, or All Balls.
He calls from the frat house onto the show. The Deaf Frat Guy, hearing impaired, bro. He's hammered all day long with Poochie Moose and Mike F. They chug some brews, shoot potato guns, and then play hooky cookie. If something's mushy, he'll make the call. So now it's time for JV Oral Balls.
All right. It says here you're developing a new hangover cure.
Yeah, I want to leave a mark on the world, make it a better place. And the best thing I could figure out to do was to cure the human hangover.
Wow.
It's good.
Dr. DFG's hangover cure.
Are you allowed?
Doctor.
Are you allowed to call yourself Dr. DFG if you're selling a supplement?
I'm not a real doctor.
Okay.
Just the brand.
Right. That's kind of what my question was.
Said he's not a real doctor.
No, I understand.
Well, you
Like
hear,
Dr.
do you not hear the
Pepper.
man?
Hence the question.
Hence the answer.
It's like
I mean,
Dr.
he's not-
Pepper, dude. This is a free country. It's not Nazi Germany.
Yeah.
That's right.
Touche.
Right. It's Doc. What people forget about Doc Martens? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That guy's
yeah.
not a
You're right.
foot doctor. Not
Dr.
a-
Feelgood. We go on
Yeah.
and on.
All right. You want to play JV?
I'm working on
Yeah. Sorry.
developing a property blend of,
Proprietary.
there'll be more to come from it. It's not, it's not done yet. It's like putting, it's one of the hardest things ever, but, I'm up for it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, when you get that done, you come to us.
Please.
Hell yeah.
Do you have a tagline? Do you have a tagline for the
You
product?
got to sell the thing.
Yeah, it's the tagline's a thing in quotes, like italics below. My thing, what I'm thinking right now is, it really works.
Oh, that's catchy. You could probably put that
Hell
behind
yeah.
almost any
I
product.
was going to say.
It's right off of
That's
Madison
good,
Avenue.
though.
It's surprising it has been used.
Yeah, it's probably.
Then I do
may
the
have
little
been used.
TM sign right next to it.
Oh yeah, the
Like,
trademark.
it really
thing.
works. TM.
Right, right, yeah. All right, TMI.
But the-
All right.
The first one for JV or all balls is this is a pretty easy one, straightforward. Poochie's uncle is starting a prog rock trio, and it's like got a medieval sort of Game of Thrones
Right.
theme to it. And the name, the question, JV or all balls, is the name he has for the band, Valerian Steel.
Valerian Steel.
Right.
Wow.
That's they
right from
use
Game of
that
Thrones.
in Black Panther too. That's from Game of Thrones. Okay, let's see, Valerian Steel. So it's like prog rock is like Hocus Pocus by Focus. It's like a prog rock.
Yes was a prog rock band.
Yeah, I think
Genesis,
so.
maybe early Genesis.
Yeah, we got to look at Dawson over there.
This
Yeah, I know.
more,
This is not my area of expertise.
this
Me
will have more
neither.
Iron Mesh, probably.
All right,
With a medieval theme.
I like it.
It's due for a comeback.
Yeah, I'm gonna say all balls.
Yeah, Game of Thrones is hot right now. I'm going to say all balls. This has a good chance of success.
Yeah, Game of Thrones, people are waiting. It's about to come back. This is a perfect time to strike while the iron's hot. It's all balls.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. It's cool. It's like, hey, let's go to the Sunset Strip and see that hot new band, Valerian Steel.
It's a good name.
Everyone's going to be saying that.
Pink Floyd
Okay,
is a
this
prog
is-
rock band.
Yeah, Rolling Stone has it as top 5 prog rock albums.
I don't know that.
Interesting. Would not think that way.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's so. The next one is now that was easy. This one is going to be pretty hard.
Okay.
Like maybe the hardest one I've ever done.
Okay, we're braced.
Okay, here it goes. Pit bulls.
Just pit bulls.
Pit bulls.
Pit bulls in general.
Okay. With a story about the mauling on
Yeah,
the plane or
it's
airport.
not great optics for pit bulls.
I don't think a lot of people listening know like what stunt dogs pit bulls are. Like I had a friend, Snake. Snake had a pit bull, and this guy's dog would take a rock, like a big rock, and he'd throw it in the deep end of the swimming pool, and the dog just dive in and swim underwater, holding his breath, obviously, grab this big rock and just come up top and drag it back and just like dump at his feet. Like a lot of dogs won't jump in the pool. Other dogs will jump in and they'll kind
Paddle
of keep
about
their
for a
head
bit.
up
Not
or
going
whatever.
under.
Deep end. Deep end action.
That's
And
amazing.
if you went hiking with this dude, and we have, and you'd come along some stream, little pond or whatever, and the water was pitch black. Pitch black. Like just a kind of like thing when you're out in the forest, there's
Yeah,
that sort
swampy.
of swampy pile of water there that you don't want to get your feet in or whatever. He'd take a rock, a big rock, and throw it into the pitch black thing, and his dog just go right in. Now you can't see it; it's pitch black, and it just pop up with the rock, a big rock in its mouth. It's kind of nuts, right? I'm sure you guys have seen footage. Like there's footage of like these dogs going. I think it's a pit bull thing. So they bite kids' faces off.
I just sent Chris a link. One of a great scene from one of our favorite movies, No Country for Old Men.
Oh, I love
He's
it.
running across the river and the
Yeah.
dog's getting after
Yeah.
him. Oh, what a great scene!
It's a
Early
great
in the film
scene.
too.
Great scene. I got to go all balls.
Yeah, the pit bulls that we all know and familiar with, the media is like, they terrorize and they bite children and that stuff. Those pit bulls are poorly trained and or trained to attack. Pit bulls can be very sweet. I've had friends who've had pet dogs and they're sweet dogs. I'm going to say all balls.
Yeah, anecdotally, these news stories are horrific. But I think Brian's right. I think it has more to do with who's in charge and their jaws lock, and that's just kind of the way they're made. But I've never known a non-sweet pit bull. I think they're all balls.
And can I liken it to this? Because, I love automobiles. Vinny Tortorich, hold your ears. There's nothing bad about a Corvette. It's the owners. The owners are bad. They're bad. The owners are bad people.
That's a very good point.
And it's like, I feel the same way about pit bulls. It's their owners, right? It's not them.
Yeah.
You realize I'm not a comedian.
If Vinny had a pit bull, it'd be over.
All right. Sorry. Go ahead, DFG.
Well, according to dogsbite.org, between 2005 and 2017, Doberman Pinscher killed 6 people, Bull Mastiff 14, German Shepherd 20, the Rottweiler number 2 at 45. Pit Bull, on the other hand, number 1, 284
All right.
killed, dude.
Number 1.
Dead.
Wow.
What is this, good or bad?
They killed 284 people, and be like, so are you going to be like, hey, yeah, the pit bull, he mauled my toddler, but it's all balls.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah,
do that.
you're right.
It
You can't.
looks
I wouldn't
bad.
do that. And not as a parent.
Right.
I'd say it's JV.
So
I
what's
probably
Parent
wouldn't
has
even
to
make a
say-
declaration. I'd probably be trying to get him airlifted
Yeah.
to a hospital.
you yell, it's JV!
I mean, it's like, oh, these pit bulls are all balls. They latch onto something. They won't let go until the thing that they're biting is dead.
Yeah. So you're saying they're at they got a body count at 200 plus.
My God.
Whereas like a bull mastiff and all these other things are low teens or 8
Yeah.
or whatever.
284, bro.
Jesus.
Wow.
That's not
284.
good.
The next one is the Rottweiler at 45. I mean, come on, dude. That's
Big
a
drop
big
off.
difference.
It's Jerry
I
Rice
love
territory.
Now-
Rottweilers, too.
I've met some nice pit bulls, but I mean, dude, to say they're all balls,
Yeah.
I don't know.
We should all be
I gotta
ashamed of
go with
ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're
well,
right.
yeah.
We
He was right. It was hard.
It was hard. It may be JV. All right. Are we all still tied up here?
Yeah, we all. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we're tied.
All
Okay,
right.
this one, hey, it's your 10th anniversary. Let's have some fun. Kim Jong Un.
Oh,
Okay.
just Kim Jong-un.
wow.
Kim Jong-un.
That's interesting.
He's the younger
Huh.
one, right?
Yeah, he's the son.
He's the dude now.
Okay, he's the one's alive.
Ill's son.
It's so weird because we're so he is a macro version of Don King where you go, God, he stomped a guy to death in St. Louis who owed him $50. You're like, yeah, but look at him. Look at his hair. It's like, yeah, he ripped off everyone he's ever met. Yeah, but look at him. He's swagging. He's got
whimsical.
the American flag and he's yelling only in America and he's squeezing Vander Holyfield there. Seems like a good dude.
Right.
And you're like, nah, he stomped a guy to death and he ripped off everyone he's ever met. Like, yeah, but look at him.
Which one fed their uncle to a pack of wild dogs?
They're pit bulls.
Oh, yeah.
They're trained.
Was it Don King or Kim Jong-un?
It was him, dude.
Oh, okay.
It was so.
Thank you.
Kim Jong Un killed his uncle.
It's so insane how so many different realities can exist on so many different planes. You know, there's There's the flat earthers. There's the born again Christians. There's the people that feed their family to dogs. But the thing is I've realized the most troubling part, or not, like maybe we're all just living on our own plane somewhere, but. It's like, you think you can go, come on, man, come on, what are you doing? Come on, you can't do that. Like, come on.
What's wrong with you?
The answer is like, yes, I do. That's where he lives.
That's a sweet spot.
This is our biggest problem. This is our terrorism problem. Like, we just go over there and go, come on, you guys don't do this crap. You have a 14-year-old with an explosive vest. Come on, let's go see a concert. Like, let's go do. You don't
get it, infidel.
The micro and the macro. And when I say that, I just mean like the people, sometimes people you work with, sometimes people you live with, sometimes people your neighbors, or sometimes people whatever. It's like it's like every neighbor I've had a big dispute with. At some point, I just went, "Come on, we're neighbors. Come on." And it's like, no. This is how I choose to exist.
High conflict personality.
Right. You go, why? Yeah. Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to do it? It's like, that's what I do. Yeah. And so our feeling when I see these guys is you're gonna kick them like a jukebox and fix them. It's like the record is skipping and it's giving you just gonna hup, and they're gonna go whoa.
Whoa, that was weird.
The hills
Where
are
was I?
with the sound of music. And you think you're gonna do one good Fonzarelli kind of, it's one good well placed kick in the shin, and all of a sudden it's going right to normal. And it's like, no, that's where they're at.
They get off on the kick in the shin because they get to retaliate.
And then the people who have to live. Okay. All right.
So, Kim Jong-un.
Yes. Jesus Christ.
And let me say something. He's good friends with Dennis Rodman. Mm-hmm. He owns his own private island. They call him the supreme leader. He smokes butts. He weighs 290.
It's all very attractive.
He loves to draw pictures of Michael Jordan with a pencil.
Okay.
He does bring along his own chamber pot.
He sure does.
Oh, really?
He won't leave any DNA evidence anywhere he goes, and he only travels by train.
Oh. Well, part of the reason
they say he's socially awkward. Doesn't make eye contact when shaking hands.
I do that.
Went to school in Switzerland. He has a limp and needs a walking stick.
And we talked about this. We talked about this the other day, and I don't know if we really got the consensus. You are not allowed to have his hairstyle if you live in North Korea.
You're not.
You can choose from 15 different styles, and some are kind of close, but you cannot have his.
It's got to be. That's one of those things where, like, you get invited to a party that you never wanted to go to, and then at some point they call you and they go, "Man, I'm really sorry, but we only have 12 reserved, and I've invited 16 people, my in-laws," and you have to pretend. Yeah. You go, "Oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh,
what a blow.
Man, that's what am I going to do?
Can I send along a gift?"
Jeez, this is brutal. Like, I can't get my hair cut like an insane person. Because I'm looking.
Are you sure it's not available? Are you sure?
I've been looking for ways to make
you solid.
I'm looking for ways to make my face look fatter, and you're saying this is off the table now?
Yeah, it can't be done.
So I'm just going to start eating more?
Unfortunately, yes.
Oh, boy.
You're not going to be able to start eating more. We're starving most of the people.
I'm going to the Golden Corral.
Damn it.
All right. Also, this guy, travels with a chamber pot. How would you like to be the wrangler for that bad boy? Also, because he looks like he can do some damage. Number one. Number two, he travels by train, but part of it is because he has like a Chinese-made. He doesn't have Air Force One.
Right.
Oh.
They don't have access to what we have.
Right.
They have like some Chinese or
they have
Soviet,
the North Korean version.
The dystopian
some Soviet-made version of this thing from the late 60s is not really up to snuff. They're maybe having trouble getting parts for.
I
don't know,
the Concorde. It still kind of works.
Yeah, look into what he does for flying.
I thought that's why they met in Vietnam.
JV.
I'll meet you at the train station.
Yeah. JV.
Grand Central.
JV are all balls. Ooh. I'm going JV. I don't like the way this guy treats his countrymen.
As has been alluded to, he's fed his uncle to wild dogs. He's a despot. He's a killer. The Otto Warmbier thing was particularly gross and disgusting. An American murdered by this regime. Although he denied it, and Trump believes him, so all balls.
Wow, well said.
Which part does Trump believe? He doesn't believe the Otto Warmbier part.
That just broke yesterday.
It does?
Yes, it just broke yesterday. Trump is like, he denies it, and I have to take him at his word.
He
That's
said that
literally the quote. That's
No,
literally
he didn't
the,
do it at the beginning.
Yeah, that's
He was
literally-
pissed at the beginning.
That's the quote from 24 hours ago.
He called Kim Jong-un, quote, quite a character from their meeting.
He denies it. And
I don't want to defend Trump, but Trump is trying to not have any missiles fly in the air, and I think he understands that he's got to go talk to the world's worst person on the planet, and to try to avoid this.
Wait a minute, man. You're the guy who often said that, like, that these types of people, these bullies, these despots, these maniacs, don't respond to decorum and
I do.
policy.
Diplomat.
Hey,
Well, not-
diplomacy. Yeah, exactly. We're going to negotiate here. Like, they respond to strength, and what better opportunity is there for strength than to say, hey, man, you killed a goddamn American. You killed one of ours.
No, but what do we do?
I don't know. I'm just saying that your thing isn't jiving.
I don't. So I think
I don't have a diplomatic solution for this.
Well, no. What I'm saying is people that are bullies, mainly sort of Al Qaeda, ISIS, sort of those types, look at you as weak if you want diplomacy.
Mm-hmm.
I do look at it that way. This I look at as trying to avoid missiles landing in Japan, and I think he's trying to do whatever he's trying to do to try to do that. I don't know that there's a
poking the bear.
strength version. I think he would run over if there was a strength version that we could do to them. I think we would do it, but I don't know that we have that. That's the version, and I think he's just kissing his ass, trying to not. I mean, you can go. That's horrible, but I don't think he thinks he's a good guy. I don't think anyone thinks he's a good guy. I think he's trying to get him to not launch nukes. That's what I think.
It sounds
or test
like
nukes.
there are things he admires about him as a leader. I don't know if he thinks he's a good guy or not. I know he's super into this military parade we're going to have, but I don't know.
I don't. I can't imagine. Even Trump, I don't think he thinks he's a good guy.
I couldn't. Yeah, I have no idea.
JV.
Oh, he can't. He doesn't think he's a good guy. Nobody thinks he's a good guy. I mean, as bad as you think
Right.
Trump is, I don't think he thinks he's a good guy. I think he wants. I think he's going to look at. Here's what I think. I think not testing missiles and possibly nukes is. Trump looks at. He's going to get himself a victory in 2020 if he can say, guess who stopped this?
Right, that's
And
the goal. That's the end game.
So he's going to go over there and try to do whatever he can to get that done.
Okay.
And that's what I think is going on. So it still makes Trump a bad guy, but
Right.
it still could save Japan.
Sure.
Okay, or Hawaii
Since
or
when do you
wherever.
not care about Japan, Brian?
I heard less.
This is all JV. It's just
Yeah.
JV, but soup to nuts,
All right, we say JV.
except for Brian.
Brian says all.
hell balls.
Oh, wait, is he on?
Well,
Yeah.
maybe you'll change your mind here. So he went to Kim Il Sung University, right? It doesn't even say what house he was in. JV.
Oh, he didn't
For
pledge.
a specific reason.
Oh,
I wish I'd known that.
he didn't pledge, huh? Yeah, you can't have
He
that.
may have,
He went to
but
a school with his name
apparently
on it,
that's
didn't
not
even pledge.
important to him, to the supreme leader.
All right, so
You know,
yeah.
that minor detail.
So what do we need? A tiebreaker now with me and Gina? How does he try? Did you find out some about his plane? About Kim's plane?
So Gina's right. So he just went to Vietnam earlier this week, and he took a 60-hour train ride, although it could have been just a few hours on a plane. And the reason being is, like, when he met Trump, he does fly. He had to borrow the plane from China last time, a jumbo jet from China. So he hates borrowing things from China
I was gonna say.
because they do a lot. They rely on China a lot for a lot of other things. So he doesn't want North Korea to look like it's just a province of China.
It's a
So-
pride swallower.
Yeah, so it's
But
a
they
pride
can't make
thing.
their own plane.
Yeah,
All right, so it's something with China on a plane, but he had to borrow a plane.
yeah. He does own a plane. He owns a Soviet jet that's over 40 years
course he
old.
does.
Yeah.
That's over 40.
Cold
Would
War
anyone
jet.
want to fly
Nikita
in that
Cruise
jet? They used it in Dumbo Drop. All right, tiebreaker.
Okay, the tiebreaker. This is, I believe this is another tough one. And the tiebreaker is JV or all balls? Sapphires.
Sapphire.
Sapphires.
The
Interesting.
Gentleman's Club?
No, the stone.
Oh,
the emeralds.
stone.
Yeah,
Oh, there's
Interesting.
a kind of stone too.
yeah, indeed there is. Probably was named after.
They're blue.
It's blue.
They named a stone after a strip club?
No, the way around. The stone existed for
Not
millennia.
before the strip club.
Oh, well, yeah, probably for a millennia.
I'm going to look into that.
We'll look into it, but
Find that auto warm beer thing and look in Sapphires, too, because I got to believe there was one, the OG one was out on the original, where the old strip used to start in Vegas. That goes way back.
It's a Greek origin.
It goes way back. All right.
Sapphires.
Oh, OG, you're saying Olympic Garden?
No, again.
Yeah, that's a kind of Greek motif.
Yeah, you're right, I guess so, with the
Yeah.
gardens and everything,
All right.
Babylon and all that.
All right, could we get on to JV are all balls? I'm going to let you go first.
Oh, thank you. That's kind. They're beautiful. They're fiery blue.
Mhm.
They're actually not that expensive in the precious gem department. And but I have a girlfriend who has a sapphire engagement ring, and though it might not be my vibe, it is stunning. I applaud her for going a different way than the diamond. I say it's all balls.
Well, I'm going to go with JV. We got to break the tie.
BB.
What's that?
What is Ball Brian saying?
I'm out, man.
He's out.
Sorry,
Tiebreaker.
TFG. This is a two-way
Okay.
tiebreaker. Sorry about that.
Adam, the most expensive sapphire in the world that is 280 grams, its estimated value is at least $100 million U.S., although it is expected to be up to $175 million. And this show, I wanted to tell you that the most valuable blue sapphire in the world is called the Star of Adam. All balls.
Yeah, I feel good about it. I'll take the win.
I forgot which one I chose.
You chose JV.
$170 million. That's going to be a hell of a strip club, man. That's place got to be like a blimp hanger.
The complex.
How many champagne rooms? Can't count them all.
It's on an island.
Thanks, DFG.
You are a star, Adam.
Thank you.
That was JV, or All Balls, with the Deaf Frat Guy.
You can shoot him a tweet at Deaf Frat Guy. Boy, he covers a lot of ground, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's why you have to play JV or All
He
Balls.
knows a lot about a lot.
All right, let me tell you about Castrol Edge. You can tweet us at Adam Carolla Show with your hashtag Castrol Challenge with your questions for Castrol Edge and Castrol Challenge. Brought to you by Castrol Edge, formulated with fluid titanium technology. Reduces friction, maximizes engine performance. Three times,
fool.
Stronger against viscosity breakdown, leading full synthetic oil. It's Castrol Edge. What do you got, Max Pata?
All right, MP Old on Instagram wants to know, hashtag Castrol Challenge, if he should keep buying a new car every plus or minus fourth year, or let the car run for as many years as it can and buy something fun to drive on the summer instead.
I like the fun stuff. There's like a few folks in my neighborhood, like fun dads who got the Jeeps and pulled the doors off and throw the kids in and truck around in it. It's like the fun car for the kids. And, we're...
That's wasting my time.
Sonny.
It's not safe.
They don't even...
It doesn't have doors.
I won't go near the car when it's off.
God.
It's parked. I'm not going near that thing.
Oh, my God. He was yelling at Natalia to put her seatbelt on the other day. It's crazy. I would say keep the car and get the fun stuff. And the fun stuff you can get pretty cheap on eBay and wherever now. Wherever you like, TrueCar, whatever now. Because everything's, once it's a few years old, it drops right on off. So good on you there. And thanks for Castrol Edge for presenting that. Let's see. I had an interesting car thought, or sort of philosophy car thought. We're talking, and we've been talking, and it's something that everybody should be concerned with for their family and for themselves, but that sort of part where everyone's staring at a screen and getting hooked on opioids, and everyone's living in this sort of simulated world, and I've been preaching, just go do it yourself. Just go do it yourself. Go clean your garage or go paint your fence or whatever it is. And then the argument's always, pay that guy $8 an hour and he'll go do it for you. And I thought, okay, but do it yourself. for the satisfaction and the movement and the energy and whatever, all the sanity. We need to invent games to keep us sane. Remember, when you were a kid, when I was a kid, on a Saturday, on a hot day, you'd walk up and down the street in the neighborhood, and every third car would have the car parked in the driveway, and the guy was washing it.
Yep. Yeah.
The
Hosing
bucket,
it
and the
off. Yep.
hose, and the hose, and the bucket.
Giant sponge.
Like I was Mike Bishop.
Yeah, there were,
Yeah.
and there were scenes. You know, there'd always
Steve
be a
Brad.
scene in a movie, like Fast Times at Ridgemont High or something like this. Go wash the car. Go wash the car. Come on, son, we're gonna wash the car. Get the bucket, and I'll spray with the hose, and there'll be gags and everything. And I thought you could walk. I've walked my dog 10,000 miles in my neighborhood, and not at once. I broke it off into three parts. I circle my neighborhood every single day. I've never seen anyone wash their car. I've never seen anyone. Now, I live in a rich neighborhood, and there's less of it. But I don't live in Beverly Hills, and I've lived in regular neighborhoods for the last 10 years, and I'm not seeing anyone out washing their car.
I feel like in L.A. or California specifically, the worm has turned such now there's a stigma against washing your car. Like you're being wasteful if you wash your car to an extent.
That's true.
I guess, but we also don't care that much. Like we will do stuff. I mean, there is drought, and I get it.
We
If
don't
it's
care
like,
in this room. Like I don't.
No, I mean, there's drought. There's times where they go, "Hey, it's drought time. It's water conservation time. It's blah blah blah." And maybe they say that all the time, but we're not really living there now. We're getting a ton of rain, and this has been over. This is about. I'm talking about 15 years. Like I've not seen anybody. I see them watering their lawns.
Yeah,
I see them hosing stuff. I just don't see them physically washing their car.
Well, and those
it's $8.
Those do-it-yourself sort of coin-op ones seem to be always full. You know, where they're hosing them down in there, but they're not doing it at home.
They're not doing it. The coin-op ones. Here's my theory. Is there a sadder dwelling than the apartment above the coin-op?
Oh God, no!
one? It's it's the same shape. It's the monolith.
Oh.
It's a square box with the two windows and the stucco.
You
They
can't
always
live
have that
there?
little apartment on there.
Yeah.
Here's my theory. The coin-op ones, because I used to go all the time. The coin-op ones are busy by people who live in apartments and can't afford to
that's
take
fair.
the car to the car wash. So the poor people go do it themselves out of necessity, and they can't do it in front of their apartment building. That ain't the person who lives in a decent dwelling house taking it there. That's poor guys. And poor people are always going to be poor, and they're always going to do their own work. I'm saying
But
the
they're
middle
proud.
class,
They want that car washed.
the middle class, which is, well, you got to think about this. A lot of them are driving for Uber part-time now and kind of have to do it now and again. But the middle class used to do it as a little bit of a rite of passage. Like there'd be like, well, once my son gets to 10 or 11, he can come out and help me, or my daughter can get the suds bucket. And there was an element of, hey, it's my car and I'll wash it myself. And then there was an element of, yeah, they have a car wash, but they don't do it right over there. I know how to do it, and I do it for myself. And then there's an element of, yeah, I could take it there and give the guy $10, but I don't do that. This is my car. This is what I do. This is part of home ownership and living in the community and blah, blah, blah. And now it's like car wash is $8, maybe $9, and it would technically be a waste of your time to wash your own car. Yeah. But you should still do it, is what I'm saying. You should get your son and daughter. You should go out there. You should wash your own car. It's your vehicle. It's an activity. It has to. You can't stare at a screen and wash your car.
It's a less celebratory version of the Christmas tree. Like if that's all effort and that's all money and that's like, it would make more sense to like, hey man, here's $40. You know, set up the tree, put the ornaments on it, blah blah blah. No, you should do it.
Yeah,
it's ritualistic in a way.
And the offshoot of that is, when's the last time you saw a charity car wash?
Oh no, I don't see those
with the cheerleaders.
Yeah, I don't see those, and like I said, I've not seen anyone just in their driveway washing their car in 15 years. All right, another sad testimony. All right, we'll take a quick break. I'll figure out what we're going to do when we come back right after this.
The Adam Carolla Show, celebrating a decade of podcasting.
Hey Adam, it's your pal Sal checking in. I want to wish you a happy 10-year podcast anniversary. 10 years is a long time. It shows the steadiness and determination you offer every day. And the most fascinating thing about 10 years is 10 years ago on your first podcast, you started a story and you still have yet to complete it. So good going, buddy. You are the lean and hungry type. You're what they call in this business a man-eater. So keep it up. Here's to another 10 years. But then that's it. How fucking long are we gonna hear about left turn signals and coffin corners? Congratulations.
Back to the Adam Carolla Show.
I have some hot cock talk.
Oh,
It's coming up.
we've been waiting.
I'll be the judge of that.
The great magnet. First, I'll just tell you, this is a sidebar note. In my world of
Easy.
just complaining about stuff, like sort of noticing stuff and complaining about stuff, I was at the dentist getting a checkup because of the oral surgery and the blah, blah, blah last week. And they got the mirror, and the mirror is the little angled mirror.
Mm-hmm.
And for a million years, it was made of surgical stainless steel. And it always bothered me because they would clank it around your
Yes.
mouth. And they sort of use it like a rancher would use a fireplace poker out in the prairie, you know, like, hey, move that
Move it
more, like
around.
he's kind of using it around.
Hey, Cookie.
Hey, Cookie. We can't feed them boys stick around. And they'd use it and they'd like hold stuff up, move gums over, move lips over, and they would always clank it. And I'd say to them, why don't you make those things out of plastic and save us all the clanking of the metal on the teeth? And they'd go, we got to put these things, we got to sterilize them, we got to make them real hot, you know. And
Silicone.
I'd go, pop the hood of your car and tell me how many plastic parts are in that engine bay, the engine cover. There's so many parts now that are plastic.
Can withstand
don't tell
it.
me they can't take the heat. And they're like, and so we moved on or whatever. But I went to the dentist the other week, and she was doing it around, and it was plastic. And I was like, oh, that's an upgrade. She's like, yeah, that's what we use now. And I'm like, that's good. And she's like, yeah, it's good. Doesn't have clank on your teeth. I was like, yes, this is what I was screaming about 25 years ago.
The
when I was at
lore
the
is some
dentist.
genius came in to get his teeth cleaned.
Right.
Legend says.
So now back to the hot cock talk.
Clanking around your mouth.
So
So is the dentist.
The story, the story of in Not Taco Bell material where the penis was graffitied on the thing, and then I had the big argument with Jimmy about it being uncut and blah blah blah. Jimmy enjoyed it, and I think he sort of thought, well, let's talk, and I'm in the stand-up, and so if we're gonna recount something from the special, let's talk about that. And so part of the rundown was we're going to talk about the penis, and we're going to
graffiti.
talk about the graffiti and the penis and thing, and Jimmy and the conversation, and everything else. Now, the part that I never really knew is Jimmy did have that picture of him, and he did go to Europe, and he did take a picture of a penis when he was 18. He can't find the stupid picture, but he drives him nuts. But anyway, then he sent me so we were having this penis-centric argument or discussion on Jimmy's show last night, and it was part of the rundown. And little did I know that CNN had a story about one of the earliest penises found in Europe, you know, on a cave, like drawn, not graffiti,
I was
but
gonna
like
say.
Jimmy found it.
Yeah.
found it. And
Wow.
Petrified.
what's the story, Max? What is the CNN story? First off, it's a weird, great magnet thing that I was just talking about, like European graffitied penises, and CNN. You know, they don't do less than 40% of their stories are Euro-cock-centric, you know?
Right.
So
They are the Cock News Network, after all.
it is weird that they were doing a story on graffitied penises
At
from a
all.
million years
Yeah.
ago. But go ahead, Max Zapata. Sorry.
All right, so this is a CNN article that came out this week. While repairing Hadrian's Wall in the 3rd century, some Roman soldiers amused themselves with a secondary activity, carving explicit graffiti. So it's from 207 A.D.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just they recently just found them, wrote an article about it on CNN.
So we were
Virile balls.
And Adam, you were right.
Uncut.
Uncut.
Sheathed.
Now, Jimmy, what did Jimmy's email to me say? He did a thing where it's like, case closed. I'm like, no, it's wide
Far from
open,
it.
brada.
Yeah, the subject line was case closed. And then he screenshotted the picture of this penis and just wrote 270 AD Rome.
But
I say...
this goes against his argument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Europe.
Pardon the pun, but this is blown wide open.
Right.
Yeah.
Wide open. Yes. Look, when you're killing time, you got plenty of time to draw a head of a penis.
Yeah.
They did not draw it that way. This looks very...
This is a choice.
This is a choice. The choice was made.
Slice of life.
That's right.
On slice
Or
of
not.
life.
Or not.
Yeah. So I'm going to have a strongly worded rebuttal to Jimmy, because this is what we do. This is a first world problem, people.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have to come back at him. And
You
now
need another appearance.
Now the debate rages on.
This is more evidence.
Raging, thick,
Exhibit
veiny.
P.
Veiny rage.
So also,
You're welcome, everyone.
there was another story. You can go to amcroll.com and see it. It looks like a penis, but it's uncut. It's uncut. Also, Mike Lynch sent me a picture of somebody whose like transmission fluid was leaking in their parking spot and taking the shape of a penis.
That's good.
Like the Virgin Mary.
Well, it was snowing. So,
Oh, it was snowing.
Yeah, so it was a light snowfall in January, and this lady, her name's Catherine, she's from Tennessee. She goes to work. She comes back, and she just gets an email from the homeowners association fining her $100 for leaving an offensive image or slogan that they're not allowed to do that, so they get fined $100 in the parking spot. And it's just and she fought back, saying she had nothing to do with what her car is shaped like and how it looks after she leaves. Because if you look, the snow just looks like it.
The thing about here's the deal.
It's a snow devil.
Penis shapes, racism, you can find it about anywhere if you get your jeweler's loop on, or it can just be a shape. You know what I mean? This sort of looks like a dog's bone in a weird way. And look, I'm not going to argue with you, but if someone said, I'm going to spray paint a penis on this parking lot ground, I'd yell, mission not accomplished. You didn't do a very good job of doing that. But if you said, does it resemble the shape of? Yes, but so do many clouds. Like I don't feel like you need to find. I would argue that this is Rorschach-y for the person who's looking at the ground and seeing it.
What do you see in the drawing?
Do you guys have to deal with the yentas from the HOA? Because this seems insane. I would never want to deal with those people.
Never once.
The notion. I couldn't imagine a worse position to be in, because these are people who you pay a large amount to monthly, and who just tell you what to do with your own condo,
I don't
or
get
what
it.
you can't do with your own condo.
Is there a benefit? Like they must have gardeners come or something.
What is the point? They kind of force you to join, right? If you're part of that neighborhood.
You have to.
So what do you get out of it?
Oh, the thing. Some of the HOAs are like $2,000 a month. You know, if you're a big condo or whatever. It's like, well, we have a pool on the roof, and we all chip in, and we have a pool man, and then somebody cuts the topiary in the front. That's and we all chip in. But I don't know. I feel like the math could never really pencil out, right?
Someone must benefit. You know what I mean? That's a slush fund.
It always feels like there's somebody's on the grift with those HOAs. And it's also like, look, if we have to get the roof done every 20 years, then we have the money to get the roof done. But I don't know. I think we all kind of think of it like we think of everything else, which is, how about I'll just save my own money and get my roof fixed if I need to, and not have it, because this couldn't possibly benefit me.
Yeah, so she threatened legal action, refused to pay the fine, and the HOA responded with, we understand, we will not be pursuing this further in good faith pursuant to the wording of the bylaws. So she got out of it.
They just had to have it on record that they were outraged.
They're moving on to suing Owen Wilson's nose. Bigger fish to fry, deeper pockets. All right, let me tell you about Raycon. Everyone needs a great pair of wireless earbuds. Before you drop hundreds on a pair, check out Raycon. Raycon's E50 wireless earbuds totally changed the game for me. I got these things. I use them every day. It starts about half the price of other premium wireless earbuds. Sound is amazing. Co-founder Ray J. Oh, you don't have to call me Ray. Celebrities like Snoop Dogg love them. Stylish and discreet. No dangling wires or stems, nothing like that. They fit right in. They look and sound great. Raycon offers wireless earbuds to everyone in a range of fun colors and an unbeatable price. It is Raycon E50 wireless earbuds, right, Dawson?
Go to buyraycon.com and use promo code ADAM20 to get 20% off your order. That's promo code ADAM20 at buyraycon.com for 20% off Raycon wireless earbuds. If you've been eyeing a pair, now is the time to get an amazing deal. One more time, buyraycon.com, promo code ADAM20.
And they come in a cool little, I guess it's like a little packet.
The little charging thing?
Yep.
Yeah, charging
It's really
case.
cool. Yeah, charging case. Old man, Carolla. I got to tell you, remember I tell you guys about how much it's got to suck to be rockabilly guy or punk rock guy.
A lot of maintenance, a lot of upkeep.
Yeah, and I tell you, like, oh, what happens? It's like Sunday morning, you just got to go get a quart of milk from the store and you have to get all dressed up.
Got to cuff your jeans.
Yeah.
I saw this guy. I had to take Natalia to go to the volleyball tournament, all-day tournament last Sunday. So as I told you, get up at 5:45, leave at 6:15, still dark outside, drive to Anaheim, an hour's drive, park it out, blah, blah, blah. Walked in at about 7:20. And first guy I saw was hipster dude, like had the jeans cuffed up and this weird saddle shoes and the pomade and the chain on the wall and everything. And it's like, it's not even 7:30. Like everyone else is wearing flip-flops and sweatpants and still miserable. And this guy had to put that look together. Also, like, the guys who wear boots and don't really need to wear boots?
Yeah.
Like, you gotta lace up those boots
Right.
and you gotta wear, and not only the jeans, but like the stiff jeans and the belt, the big thick belt and everything.
Starch everything.
Everything.
Wallet
yeah,
chain.
and wallet chain. It's like, I'm really gonna sit down and watch 19 hours of volleyball like this? And then, who are you impressing in this
Who's
crew?
this a signal to?
And you think you're gonna run into somebody else from the 55 Mercury Club who you hang out with at Bob's Big Boy on Saturday nights who's going to out you if you're wearing sweatpants?
Then I can just give him a knowing nod. Like, yeah,
Right.
that's right.
Yeah. Anyway, just a sidebar. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back with more news right after this. Or news, all news.
News with Gina Grad, breaking viral, all those crazy Trump tweets. Give me news with Gina Grad, trouble in the Middle East, celebrity drunk meltdowns. Need news with Gina Grad.
The news with Gina Grad.
Well, TMZ reports that Luke Perry suffered a massive stroke Wednesday, is currently under observation at the hospital. Paramedics responded to Luke's home in Sherman Oaks in the morning. They for some reason they called the fire department and he was transported to a nearby hospital. He's 52. He stars as Archie's dad. That's why he was in town shooting Riverdale, and that's over on the Warner Brothers lot. This coincides with Fox's announcement that Beverly Hills 90210 is coming back, the reboot. But he hasn't signed off for it.
They'll go to any lengths to promote this nonsense.
He hasn't signed on to do it, and he's still in pretty bad condition.
Was he? You say he was in town filming Riverdale.
Yeah, I think he also has a house. God, he used to come on the morning show all the time. He was friends with Mark. I think he has a ranch in the South. Like he's like.
Is he a nice guy?
Very. Very nice. He came on a bunch. He was at our anniversary show.
Oh.
He is a very nice guy. I have a super cute picture with him.
Damn it.
I'll find it for you.
I love, I don't know, Max Pata. We were talking about Windy City Heat, and for some reason, oh God, SpongeBob, what's his name?
Oh,
Brian Kenny?
Brian Kenny.
Was
Thank
that it?
you. Yeah,
Tom
it is.
Kenny.
Tom Kenny.
Damn, Brian Kenny is a guy from SportsCenter.
Right.
He's a SportsCenter anchor.
Right, Tom Kenny. There's too many celebrities.
Damn it.
When Tom Kenny played like the gay stylist, and he thought that Scary Perry was Mr. Luke Perry. That was always when he was trying to force his way into the bathroom, and Scary screaming at him, Mr. Perry, Mr. Luke Perry. I have vague recollections of that scene, but it cracked me up. Oh, there he is.
Very
and there
nice
you
guy.
are.
Look
And
at
a
that,
nice
look
guy.
at that hottie.
I'm thrilled.
And Ginny, you're there too.
Yeah. Well, we wish him well.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, a massive stroke. It's very scary.
You can come back from that, but it's going to take a lot of rehab.
Yeah.
I obviously don't know exactly what happened, but
I'm sure that, I'm sure we'll find out more. Well, as we talked about, negotiations between the U.S. and North Korea ended abruptly on Thursday, 2 hours ahead of schedule. A planned luncheon, dual news conference, and choreographed singing ceremony. I'm sorry. I wish it was a singing ceremony. A signing ceremony.
You light up my life.
I can do that in sign language. They were all canceled. Apparently, Chairman Kim Jong-un insisted that economic sanctions be lifted before North Korea would commit to reducing its nuclear arsenal. President Trump immediately departed on Air Force One. Here's a clip from the press conference immediately following those talks.
We spent pretty much all day with Kim Jong-un, who is... he's quite a guy and quite a character, and I think our relationship is very strong.
Just saying.
But at this time, we had some options, and at this time we decided not to do any of the options, and we'll see where that goes. But it was a very interesting 2 days, and I think actually it was a very productive 2 days, but sometimes you have to walk. And this was just one of those times, and I'll let Mike speak to that for a couple of minutes, please.
This must be. It's so. I've dealt with a few insane people. I'm talking both directions.
God damn it.
No, I just mean, it's a kind of a thing where if one person has no gravity, just doesn't care. Like that. Like I don't care how many people starve or what happens or whatever. I'm going back to my palace and playing Nintendo. It's like there needs to be. So if you want to, like, let's say you're trying to negotiate, arbitrate, settle. There has to be some settlement. Like, you know, when we settled with our patent trolls by not settling with our patent trolls, the people, personal audio, they live in some world with gravity, and they didn't like me talking smack about them. It was bad for business. So they were pulled. They were sort of compelled to act accordingly. If you're dealing with the I don't care, like I have F me money and F you money and F the universe money and there's nothing and I'm nuts.
Yeah.
You can never.
Why compromise?
It's hard to really get those people to do anything because they just don't. They live in a who cares world.
I think the only thing, from what I understand, that you could do for Kim Jong-un is continue, as Trump is kind of doing, appeal to his ego. He just wants North Korea to be recognized. You know, he wants it to be a superpower.
We just want a plane. We just want one plane.
Exactly.
One plane.
That's the only thing that he has everything in the world, but he doesn't have the respect of the rest of the world.
Do we have like an Air Force 2?
Vice President,
yes,
right?
Of course
All right, well, I'll give him Air Force 3. They can put his chamber pot in that. Whatever the plane the press corps travels in.
The trailer plane?
Yeah, give
The
him that.
caboose?
Give him that one.
Speaking of the press corps, did you hear all the press that was sent from the United States to stay in Vietnam? I guess either Kim Jong-un himself or his entire staff were also staying at that hotel. So when you're a reporter, you get up, you know, at whatever, 4 in the morning, you start working in your workspaces. But because Kim Jong-un or his people were staying there, they were not allowed to do any work at the hotel. They could sleep there, they could leave, and they had to go, you know, at 3, 4 in the morning and go find somewhere to work. There was a complete lockdown of internet and everything in that hotel. That's how he rolls.
Good for the Starbucks nearby.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ. It's so insane that there's so many nut pots at this advanced stage of this world's evolution. You know, when it's like, well, Uber's about 18, 19 months away from a flying car. Like we're living in that world, and then there's
We're in the future.
Right.
and we're in the future,
And there's sanctioned haircuts.
and there's this.
Yeah.
I never
Banned haircuts.
see. I think everyone got it.
Embargo.
Everyone got it wrong because everyone thought, well, once we get to the flying car, then we'll be that way. That'll be a global. That everything will be that way.
Yeah.
There won't be this and that. That stuff's 2,000 years old. We won't have that. We'll have this. It'll all be new. We didn't know we're gonna have this and that, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys have morbid thoughts like this? Like, you hope you live long enough to see blank? Like, I hope I live long enough that where we someday know all the secrets of North Korea, like what goes on, what went on, like how it all, like, because it's very mysterious. I've talked to before, and one of the things I find most fascinating is how they produce movies, like
propaganda film.
Hollywood style movie, like narrative films.
Great book about it.
But in order to portray like evil Americans, you know what I mean, like the bad guys, they have like expats who like live in North Korea, American expats. They're like, who are these people? I need to know all about these people.
There's a great documentary about the expats that live there that work for the government.
I need to know all about them.
I hope that I live long enough to do that too, but I also want to die before the apocalypse.
Yeah, it's a sweet spot. There's
III.
a sweet 3-month spot.
Quick window.
I'm going to join Luke Perry in a hospital bed and just kind of watch the TV that's mounted up on the ceiling there.
Yeah, that's
my
smart.
move.
Have the Craftmatic adjustable bed. Johnny Manziel news. He is out of football again. He's been booted from the Canadian Football League's Montreal Alouettes on league orders for violating terms of his employment.
Shouldn't there be one Canadian football team called the Sloppy Seconds? And it's just everyone who got cut from the NFL and just ended up there.
That was good.
Yeah.
Now starting quarterback Jeff George.
That's right.
So they're not saying exactly what he did, but Manziel had said that there's an agreement including weekly therapy appointments, mandatory doctor visits, monthly lithium tests. He takes lithium, by the way, to treat bipolar disorder. And following 2 lackluster seasons in the NFL with numerous off-field issues, Manziel spent 2 years out of football before catching on with the CFL, but looks like he's out.
Catching on.
Yeah.
Can you... I would, it's so funny. The remember that little nutty chick from Dr. Phil, the Cash Me Outside chick?
Oh, yeah.
Cash Me Outside did.
I'd like to get
How about that?
her and Johnny Manziel together 3 years ago and go, see this chick? Yeah. See you? Heisman Trophy? Going for a yeah. 3 years from now? She'll
be in jail?
She's going to be making money.
She'll be way more famous than you.
She's selling records.
Lucrative rap career.
And taking cash and checks, and you're going to be in rehab.
What are you talking about? She's a meme, a Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah. I swear, I don't know when it happened, but I think it was about the same period of time.
Probably.
And she just seemed like she seemed like Kato Kalin, like a 13-year-old
the old flash in the pan.
Kato Kalin. She's got like a TV show with 10 billion clicks on Bravo now and is selling records up the wazoo. And, I mean, it's crazy. I'll let you look for that, Max Pata.
Do we have a sample of her music?
I don't. Oh, well, we'll find that. But we got Windy City Heat. We got Tom Kenny talking about Mr. Luke Perry. Sorry.
Have you worn chaps
He's in the
before?
dressing room.
Chaps? What do you mean?
These go on as part of the undercover scene, right? Did somebody measure you for these, or are these your own? Are these ones that you brought yourself? Or?
No. What's this? It's a thong. I mean, I'm gonna walk out of this effing trailer onto set in that and in this in the rain.
Do you need an umbrella?
Yeah.
Could you spread it a little bit? Give me a canyon to work with.
Now he wants to measure my inseam. More or less, what the guy wants to do is go down on me.
Do you need help taking anything off, or?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
Need me to pull on anything or
No,
tug on anything?
No. Don't you dare touch me. I kept telling him, don't you dare touch me there. Can I go use the restroom?
I'd really
Let me
prefer
go
that
in
you.
the other room.
Sir?
Thank you.
Hey, let me do my job.
Stay there.
Hey, yeah, but you're forgetting.
That will go on me later.
He looks like Freddie Mercury.
I'm sorry.
Didn't die of
I'm
AIDS.
sorry. I'm nervous. Everybody's on pins and needles on this production.
God damn.
Everything okay?
Would you leave me alone? Jesus Christ.
Another temperamental actor. I'm just trying to help.
You need it, right?
Oh, my God.
Do they fit?
Would you leave me the fuck alone? God damn. Yes, they fit.
Sorry. What's your groin size? Because that should be holding.
It's fine.
I don't want to touch you where you.
I'll kill you if you touch me there.
Perry is
That's strong,
homophobic.
isn't it?
If you touch me there.
Hey, I'm just doing my job. You didn't seem this crabby when you were on Beverly Hills 90210.
I never did Beverly Hills 90210.
Oh, look at you, Mr. Perry, Mr. Luke. Luke Perry. I'd know you anywhere.
My name is not Luke. Luke Perry and I don't even look alike.
Oh, no. There's been a mistake. You're Perry Carvello, not Luke Perry.
Am I in the wrong wardrobe?
No, you're in the right wardrobe. This isn't the stage for Oklahomos. Is this where they're shooting Oklahomos?
You got the
What are you in? What production is this?
All right. We got it.
I can't believe that's him.
Mr. Luke Perry. Mr. Perry.
We wish him well. Speedy recovery.
Yes.
Oh,
we
my
wish
God.
Mr. Luke Perry a speedy recovery.
That's good.
I'm going to watch that movie. Made me laugh.
It's your groin size.
Oklahoma.
All right, sorry.
so
What
good.
were we talking about?
I don't know. Some horrible.
Yeah, Cash Me Outside chick.
Oh, yeah.
And Johnny Manziel.
That's right.
They couldn't be 6 months apart, could they?
Like the height of their powers?
Well, no, not the height of their powers. There was like Johnny Manziel wins the Heisman, and then she's getting thrown off of Dr. Phil, and they're both in the news.
Right.
But one chick looks like teen mom who did porn.
A lot of dirt.
And the other one is going to the NFL, and 2.5 years later, one of them's
Swapperoo.
out of the league, and the other one's making a lot of cash. Max Panna?
She was on Dr. Phil in 2016.
When did Manziel enter the league? 15?
Drafted by the Browns in 2014.
Oh, I was off my timeline. Well, 14, but 15 is probably his first season.
No, 2014 was
14 was the new season. All right. Scrap it. Let me try about Express. But who would know? She's a star now.
She's making bank.
She came out with like her new show on Bravo, Galaxy, whatever network, the Thermos Network or whatever. They're crazy. Everyone's got a network, and they're like, first episode's like 9 million views. Like,
How do you know?
I watch TMZ for the show.
Sure. For the articles.
For the articles. All right. ExpressVPN, that's what I'm going to say. You think cybercrime happens to other people? Wrong. Stealing your data on public Wi-Fi is the easiest way for hackers to make money. I decided to protect myself from cyber criminals with ExpressVPN. Secures and makes your internet browsing anonymous with by encrypting your data and hiding your public IP address. Apps run seamlessly in the background of your computer, phone, or tablet. Just takes one click, less than $7 a month. Look, this is the new world order we're living in, people. It's you need to protect yourself. There's cyber criminals out there. Comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Rated #1 VPN service by Tech Radar, everyone. It is ExpressVPN, right, Dawson?
Protect your online activity today and find out how you can get 3 months free at expressvpn.com/Adam. That's EXPRESSVPN. That's EXPRESSVPN.com/Adam for 3 months free with a 1-year package. Visit expressvpn.com/Adam to learn more.
All right, Gina.
Well, it's a good time to be an actor. Emily Deschanel and David Boreanaz are a whole lot richer Wednesday after winning a $179 million lawsuit against their former bosses over at Fox. The actors sued...
That's a lot of bones.
Oh, you did it. The actors sued the network over their now-canceled show Bones, claiming they were owed money for the show's distribution on several platforms like Hulu and, various streaming services. According to TMZ, the case went to arbitration and did not go well for Fox. In fact, the arbitrator came down so hard on the network for out-and-out lying and covering up financial details of the deal, they got hammered with $128 million in punitive damages alone. Fox has already filed a motion to overturn the punitive damages, so they were only owed $50 million, and the judge tacked on another $130 million
Someone's
just to
got
stick
some
it to him.
Dawson's Creek money coming to him.
The arbitrator, so I got to ask this, got to bring this up with Gargas when I see him tomorrow. I talk to him tomorrow. So I think there's like two kinds of arbitration. There's like arbitration where they go, look, I'm just going to sit in between you two potential divorcees and see if we can figure this one out.
Yeah.
And then there's one where you go, all right, we're going to sit down with you and you make the call. Like we'll go with it.
Right.
So obviously, if that's arbitration, although I thought
binding arbitration versus non-binding arbitration.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Well, there's a lot of companies, like when you work for them, you sign something that says like you will not sue us, we will have an arbitrator. So I think it's fairly common.
Well, what's fairly common is they walk back from like you go in that room and you go in that room and then you go, hey man, that guy, I was working full time and he was still in med school, so I need this, that, and the other. And then they go, okay. And then they go walk over the room and go, here's what they want. They go, that's outrageous. She was cheating on me with the pool man. You tell that bitch. And but they don't.
30,000 steps later.
They don't get to make a call.
Right.
They just get to sort of narrow it down so we can cut a check and go home. But
this one made a call.
This wasn't that. Max Pata, anything? We'll figure it out. Or I'll ask Garagos to tell us.
Yeah, I was sending an email to Gary to remind you.
Okay, thanks.
Well, a new proposal to tackle distracted driving in Florida.
Wait, who got paid a bunch of money for some like sexual allegations or something on the set? Not Bones. It was like a Deschanel or something. This is their sister, the new girl, or something. Somebody cashed. Somebody cashed me outside.
It was recent.
Yeah, somebody. There was a sexual harassment, whatever, with him, right?
Emily Deschanel is in Bones.
So I don't know that was it her?
Well, somebody sued somebody for sexual harassment, and I think it was him. Or one of there's too many of these kinds of shows that I don't care about, but there was a sexual harassment by the co-star, had to take it from whatever, and the young lady,
Eliza Dushku.
Dushku. What was she?
She has a Deschanel look.
Yeah, Dushku and Deschanel are similar.
And they have the same kind of vibe. Okay, so Elijah Dushku from the new girl? From Bull
on CBS.
Oh, she said the star was harassing her. Whatever.
All right.
Okay. Anyway, everyone's getting paid but us.
Well, this new proposal is going to limit driving in Florida to basically just driving. It's definitely outlawing things like petting your dog while you're driving. Florida lawmakers, this says that driving while distracted is going to basically be constituted as interacting with pets, reading, writing, performing personal grooming, applying beauty products, and using a personal wireless communication device. So it's not just about texting anymore. It's about everything else you're doing while you're driving. The reps behind the new bill would define any kind of distracted driving as grounds for cops to stop a driver and cite him or her, because right now it's called like a secondary citation. So they got to get you on something else and then catch you texting while you're driving. They can't pull you over for doing that, apparently.
So we're living in a time where many cars have this sort of self-stopping system worked into them. I was driving. There's a weird intersection, and you guys tell me if this sounds right or whatever. So I was driving over to Kimmel's Theater yesterday. FYI, interesting thing. I had done Kimmel's show 6 months earlier or something like that. I don't remember. A little bit earlier. But I pulled up behind Kimmel's show yesterday, and I saw a lot of homeless people sleeping on the sidewalk. Like, they weren't there 6 or 8 months ago. Like, it is really spreading out. I mean, I've been behind Kimmel's Theater 2,000 times and never seen homeless people sleeping on the sidewalk.
In the alley back there?
No, on the street back there. They were sleeping back there in the alleys. A whole bunch of paparazzi wanted to get a look at the Ace Man, but what I did is I walked in and I put Lady Gaga in between me and the paparazzi, and she was able to shield me.
Sacrificial lamb.
And they kept yelling her name, like not move, but lady, they were kind of waving.
Right.
Get out of here! I can't,
Like if Gina was in there, just Gina. Like that,
Stern.
Yeah. I just slid in.
Smart.
Yeah, off of her. So I was like a Franco Harris going through the middle with Rocky Blyer, getting that middle that Mike or stud linebacker just broke right off his block. That's what I did with Lady Gaga in the back of the theaters. So that was Rocky Blyer. I was like McCutcheon and Colin Bryant and the Rams.
Yeah.
Okay, want something a little newer?
Like Mercury Morris and Larry Zonka.
Right. Larry Zonka or Jim Kick or whoever.
Jim Kick.
The point is, it's a guy named Jim Kick.
Okay.
Shared time. Split. Did a little platooning with
three-headed running back
Larry
committee.
Zonka and Mercury Morris. So they were sleeping on the streets in the back of the place, which was a little crazy. But X amount of cars stop on their own now. I would say most new cars over $30,000 have a self-braking system or whatever. And then many don't. And we're sort of at that place where, like we were in the bathroom 10 years ago, where half the stuff had the magic eye and the other stuff had the crank on it. And so you find yourself going, oh, I'm going to use my hand and I'm going to put it under the water.
You're waving
spigot.
and touching, you're waving and tapping.
Right. Then you put your hand over the soap thing, and then you stand by the paper towel dispenser, and you're like waving under, and then some guy goes, hey, dude, you got to hit the crank. And you're like, yeah, don't mix and match. You know, have all magic eye or all hand crank. But so now with cars, some do it, some don't. When they all do it, it'll be a much safer place. Oh, so what I was saying was, and then I'll circle back again. What I was saying was, is to get to Kimmel's place from here, you go down the 101 or the 134 or whatever it is at this spot, and you get off on like Forest Lawn, and you turn under the freeway in this weird sort of off-rampy thing. You turn under the freeway and you go along Forest Lawn. That's where all the folks sell the flowers down there, make a big mess. Anyway, one time I'd pulled off of that, and it's a 2-lane off-ramp, and there's cars coming and turning left and getting onto the freeway in front of you, and you can see them coming way down thing. And I just watched as one car standing there with me just took off and just smashed into a car that was just coming down the road. And yesterday, same thing. Like the Mercedes was next to me. It's like, here comes a car. We got to wait till they clear. And they didn't. They just went right out. It's weird. It's so they almost hit. Everyone slammed on the brakes and everything else. But I would like this. Yeah,
I know the intersection you're talking about very well. There's a stop sign where you're at waiting, and there's no stop sign where those cars are coming and making that left. And they're going fast because they're hopping on the freeway.
I know, and if for some reason it's a weird blind spot, not physically, but in people's brains, that I've seen multiple people just go, I'm going, and it's like, okay, but there's a car coming.
Yep.
So I would like this, because this is the way I roll. When I have to slam on the brakes on the freeway sometimes, I'm oftentimes looking in my rear view because I'm trying to stop safely and not hit the car in front of me, but I'm also looking for a gardening truck behind me that may just lock them up and slide into me. If, in fact, a car has the automatic braking system, I would like to know. I would like it designated. I would like a little blue light on top of their bumper or some sort of way, like they would have this. They have it in auto racing all the time. They have like little marker lights or little whatever lights. It'll distinguish this class from that class or whatever it is. I would assume the newer the better, but this thing to know, because if I was driving along the freeway, I would much tend to follow that person or get in front of that person than the beater
Makes sense.
that didn't have it. And also if I was renting that car or borrowing that car, or sometimes you do that thing where you hop in your wife's car and you hop out of your car and that wife's car doesn't have what your car has. I'd like a designation. I don't know how we do it, but I'd like a designation.
Speaking of which, I've long had this idea, and it's piggybacked on yours, but especially at night, it's often hard to tell, is someone tapping their brakes or someone slamming on their brakes? Like, there's no difference in intensity between the brake lights. How about this? If you, at a certain PSI, you slam the brakes, you hit the brakes hard, whatever it is, the light blinks rapidly. So instead of like the brake lights coming on, it's a brrrr, you know what I mean? Because that would be a signal like, oh, slammed on brakes, 100 feet ahead or whatever it is.
You'll have a seizure behind the wheel, but
it doesn't happen that often. But it would be nice to know, like, a little rapid fire.
I completely agree. I think it's a good idea. All right, Gina, let's do one more. First, let me tell you about Simply Safe. No one should feel unsafe at home, period. Fear has no place in your home. That's why. We all have Simply Safe around here. Their mission from day one is to make you feel safe at home. Simply Safe. 2 eyes in there. Blankets your home and safety. Around-the-clock professional monitoring. Make sure police are on the way when you need them. The Verge calls Simply Safe the best home security. And it's a wire cutter top pick. Peel and stick. Batteries last up to 10 years. The sensors are small. You wouldn't think they'd be as small as they are for battery-operated sensors. They are. You're up and running in under an hour. There's no pulling wires. There's no weird guys coming out to your house. You go online. You put your system together. Arrives at your door, and you put it up in under an hour. Protect your home today. and get free shipping at simplysafe.com/Adam. That's simplysafe.com/Adam. All right, one more.
Well, of course we're doing this story because the great magnet made it so. Food Network wonder boy Guy Fieri is opening up a chicken chain called Chicken Guy. It's going to have a whopping 22 sauces, this is according to Thrillist.
Donkey sauce?
I'm going to rattle all of them off for you. Customers will be able to get grilled chicken strips, sandwiches, skewers, fingers, bowl toppings. He is collaborating with Robert Earl, who's the founder of Planet Hollywood, and the expansion of a restaurant that opened last year at Disney World in Orlando. Would you like to hear what sauces will be available to you?
I would. It also kind of strikes me that Guy's not going to sleep until everyone is as fat as he is. Like, look. I'm not strapping on my CPAP until all of you need a CPAP. You understand? I'm opening another place with dipping sauce.
It's a real Spartacus moment.
Yeah, that's right. I am CPAP.
I am.
Who CPAP?
Hold on, man. I'll be right with you.
Are you CPAP?
I am CPAP.
I'm CPAP.
I'm CPAP. Sorry.
Sparta sauce.
Sparta sauce.
Here it is. Special sauce, ranchero sauce, cumin lime mojo, avocado crema, buffalo buttermilk ranch, honey mustard, sweet and sour, Nashville hot and honey, habanero hot sauce, curry mayo.
He needs to be told of that study where people are less happy with more than like 3 choices.
Oh, this is going to make them miserable.
Because you would assume you got the wrong one.
Yes.
Right? Like there's 21. Like when they go, well, you want ranch, you want honey Dijon, or you want barbecue? You go, well, I don't want the ranch, and I want the barbecue. And you don't walk back to your table sort of examining your decisions.
What you missed.
You got 21 of these bad boys. I'm going to think I missed at least 4 of them.
I wonder if you can go around the world and just get them all.
All of the wheel.
Yeah. All right, here's the rest. Donkey sauce, wasabi honey, garlic parmesan, bourbon brown sugar, blue cheese, lemon pepper, teriyaki, chipotle ranch, peri-peri sauce, spicy mayo, and sweet sriracha barbecue.
Sorry, thought. This world where adolescence is getting brought into adulthood, I didn't grow up dipping things in ranch. I just grew up eating.
You
I
did
didn't
not grow
dip
up in
them in
Kansas.
ranch, and then my kids grew up dipping everything in ranch.
Ranch
and now,
had hit by my childhood.
eventually, those adults who do not go into adulthood but stayed adolescents, as we're doing now, look no further than Comic-Con and everything else, these people at age 31 want to dip stuff because they were dipping when they were 11. And, you make these arguments. You make kind of like the smokers argument for everything. Like, if you get those kids smoking at 15, 16, they're good for life. You can keep them away from it until they're 18.
Yeah.
Nobody smokes.
Neither
Or
here nor
whatever
there.
the drugs, or there's a booze version, there's a smoking version of this. There's a dipping version, and we're there.
Yeah.
We're at peak dip version.
Also,
I've heard of the dangers of dipping, but never like this.
Yes, oh yeah.
Skull.
They also, great commercial. Earl Campbell, I think. Skull, brother. They have, we're also doing a thing which is, deep fried chicken is fattening enough. I mean, breaded deep fried chicken is fattening enough. We don't, pizza.
You don't need sweet mayonnaise?
Fattening enough. Like, stuff's all fattening enough, and we're making it more.
Of course.
Yeah. Crazy.
You've heard the joke, how do you get a Kansas girl to give you a BJ? Dip it in ranch.
Oh, wow.
Wait, is that true?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Chris can look this up, but what do you guys? We should guess. Chris, look this up. Who has a higher net worth, Wolfgang Puck or Guy Fieri?
At this point, that's a good question.
Because Wolfgang Puck is maybe not the world's richest chef, but Guy Fieri is coming on strong.
Yeah.
Do you guys swallow the ranch?
You don't waste good ranch.
Okay, just checking. One chick spit it in a potted plant next to the bed. I was like, what?
You're confused.
Huh?
Yeah, it was confusing.
Oh, she
Mixed
was.
message.
Oh, she was. I'm sorry. Guy Fieri, if he's not the richest man, he's going to be the richest man.
This can't be right, but all the websites are saying Guy is $8.5 million.
Huh?
What? Half of what me and Al? Weird Al?
Weird Al.
Yeah.
It's a lot of lasagna.
I love that Paul Simon song.
Wolfgang's
call me Weird Al.
at 75.
Yeah.
75?
No,
all right,
that's
that's good.
insane.
All right. I don't believe it.
Have you seen,
Look, we're going to have to adjust this. I'm going to have to take some money out of the bank and give it to Guy. Al is going to have to take some money out of the bank and give it to Guy. Not as much as me, so we can create a little step
Right.
here. So we got to get Weird Al above
nice of
me,
you.
and then we got to get me down, and then we got to get Guy where he rightfully belongs.
Silver medal.
What the hell with this celebrity net worth business? That can't be right.
Wolfgang Puck or Chef Boyardee? I can't think of another chef.
If it was the 70s, Chef Boyardee.
Yeah.
Have you seen the stand-up bit? I think it was on Conan. It's been going viral for a million years. The guy that defends Guy Fieri. It's one of my favorite bits.
Somebody sent it to me.
It's
It
great.
made me laugh.
He says, he's created thousands of jobs. He features mom and pop businesses right and left. He's great for America, but because
He's cheerful.
But because he wears sunglasses on the back of his head, everybody hates him.
It's funny.
It's great.
Max Paddock, dig that up, and we'll play it on Monday's show.
And by the way, Jamie Oliver is $400 million. So
he must have cookware.
He's very.
He licenses. I bet he licenses a lot of cookware. That's my guess.
Yeah, but there's some explanation that I don't know. He
Yeah.
owns all clad or something. You know what I mean? There's some explanation for this nonsense.
Well,
$400 million.
Well, I don't normally make this argument, but some guys do come from things, I mean, it could be somebody's dad could have been successful.
Some sort of a baron.
Left him a little commercial real estate
Yeah.
or something. It doesn't have to all be based on what he sold.
He's
What?
British too, so they say
British.
it could be a.
He could be a count.
That's right. All right, let's bring it home.
You got it. I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news.
It looks like a penis.
Gina.
That was the news with Gina Grad.
I think this makes me right. I do not think this is case closed for Kimmel, that penis
Oh yeah,
drawing.
I absolutely agree. It's the first thing I noticed is that was an uncut penis.
He's going to argue. I got to figure out what his angle's going to be.
I think I know what it's going to be.
He's going to argue, and then I'm going to argue back, and then he's going to argue again, and then at some point he's going to go, hey, I got to do a late night show, so I can't. I don't have time to obsess over foreign cock like you do. So go argue with someone else, and it'll make me into a weirdo for obsessing over
Yeah.
it.
I know what his argument's going to be. In 287 AD, there wasn't anyone in North America that was cut either. So it was a global uncut society. Because this was what, 287?
Yeah, but
So
then
there was no such thing.
It was all Jews.
Oh,
But then
you're right.
Thank you.
How
Well,
could I
then-
forget my people?
that would. But then that's. Wait a minute. Then that's my argument, right? Is it?
Well, it would be moot in 287 AD because
Yeah,
there
but
wasn't
his-
anything to compare it to.
No, but his argument was when I said to him, let's get an arbitrator in here.
Let's
Come,
really-
Fergus.
really
No,
dig
when I
deep.
said to him, we draw ours uncut, and they're uncut, do they draw theirs uncut? He
Right.
said no, because once they get the boner, they're all uncut.
Right.
Or it doesn't, or they're all cut.
Forgot about
it
that.
doesn't make. They're all become. His argument is not that they're cut over there. His argument is that the boner makes them all the same.
You're right. Yeah, I don't know what his argument's going to be.
I got a big issue with that. Major league issue
Throbbing
with that.
issue.
That's right. All right. We're going to put the poll up on Twitter. What are we trying to figure out?
Oh, do you guys think Adam's right about it being cut or not?
Well, look no further than your old Roman days.
The cave art.
The cave art, of course. That's done. All right. You don't have to go. We don't have to go under the tent for this. What do they call it in the refs going in there?
Yeah, on the hood.
Tent? Under the hood.
Yeah.
We don't have to go under the hood for the hood. We know what's going
no
on
pun
here.
intended.
All right, let me tell you about Geico. Everyone's got the to-do list. How much you drop off the dry cleaning, you pick up some milk. How about you save hundreds of dollars on your car insurance? You don't have to go anywhere. Go to geico.com. 15 minutes could be saving 15% or more on your auto insurance. Take that extra money, put it in your pocket, and get your savings going. Just go to geico.com. 15 minutes could be saving 15% or more on your auto insurance at geico.com. All right, so we can still get some tickets for this Saturday, next Saturday, I should say, March 10th at the...
Sunday.
Oh, Sunday. Oh, it says Saturday.
My bad.
Come on.
We're going to need to get you a handler. Make sure you get there the right day.
Yeah, sorry, Sunday.
Guys, show up on Saturday. Just be safe.
Camp
No,
out.
do not come Saturday. Come
Well,
Sunday.
look, if you're a big Biggie Smalls
Yeah.
fan, bring a candle.
Pour a little out.
The
Cavassier.
Cavassier and the Angel of Guadalupe, and show up with that, on Saturday. But if you like cars and you want to say hi to Leno, come on down on Sunday and then hang out and watch. Willie T's going to be there. Wait, have you guys met Willie T?
Yes, at the Christmas party. He's awesome.
Oh, right. So he'll be there, and then hang out. We'll do the 10th anniversary, and Kim will be there. It'll be great. So that'll be that. Not Taco Bell material. Let's more premieres coming up on Tug.com. This it's going to drop this Tuesday on March 5th. So check that out at Adam Carolla and pre-order it, would you please? It just helps. And say hi to our friend Joey Fatone over there. He's got 2 Cups of Joe, new pod on Podcast One. Thanks for the great week. Until next time, Adam Carolla for the Deaf Frat Guy, and Gina Grad and Bald Brian say mahalo.
Don't you dare touch me there.
Follow the Adam Carolla Show on Twitter at Adam Carolla Show. Follow us on Twitter at Adam Carolla. Leave us a voicemail at 888-634-1744. Subscribe to Take a Knee. That's where you're going to get a weekly dose of inspiration and motivation. 2 for 1. Look the link at adamcarolla.com. For tickets and info on all the live podcasts, the Man Gree events, the books, movies, and more, go to our website, adamcarolla.com, and stay tuned for AP News.
And she just walked past me and high-fived me and went good luck,